Hello everyone, welcome back to Pre-Algebra with Miss Betsy. Today we are beginning our work in Chapter 4. We're going to be doing a lot of talking about integers in this section. But first, I know that this is a moment that you wait for to see what sort of a lame joke I've come up with this time. This one I think is pretty bad. What do you get when you cross a pig and a dinosaur? Well, you get Jurassic Pork. So, I guess I'm continue to date myself. I remember when Jurassic Park came out and it was such a very different movie. Section 4.1 is integers, and just a little bit more definition. We have a set of integers and it's made up of positive integers, negative integers, and 0. And the set of integers is indicated this way. We use this, what we call set builder notation. -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And what these dots, what these ellipses mean is that this pattern continues forever. Before you get to -3, the pattern continues forever in the positive direction with numbers that are greater than 3. So we see that the integers consist of negative numbers, negative integers, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -59 million. It includes the number 0, and it also includes a set of positive integers, which are what we think of as our counting numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on for infinity. And you can also see a set of integers, so this is this set builder notation. You can also see integers that are just written on a number line. You guys know how to locate numbers on the number line. Except there are not two twos on the number line. You see that the farther you go towards the left, the smaller the number gets. The further you go towards the right, the greater the number gets. The middle of our number line, if you will, since it's a line that goes on forever. But it's the origin, or it's the point that's 0 on the number line. And what we have is that 0 separates the positive integers from the negative integers. So to the right we have positive integers, and to the left-hand side of the number line we have negative integers. And these are separated right here by 0 on the number line. And when you talk about a number as being positive or negative, 0 is neither. 0 is just 0. It's not that it's a positive 0 or that it's a negative 0, but 0 is just 0. Now, let's say that we have points on this number line here. Actually, we have letters here on the number line. And the only thing that they have written for you is the location of 0, +1, and -1. And then they have some points on this number line that are indicated just by letters. Say that we have A, B, and C. These are locations that we have on the number line, and if you look in your text, it says, write the integers for points A, B, and C on the number line. So we look at point A, and if we count spaces from 0 should be a negative 1, obviously not a negative 2. We count spaces from 0, 1, 2. So point A is 2 units from the left of 0 to the left of 0 on the number line. So that is the location of a negative 2. Point B, we start at 0, we see how many spaces we have to go until we get to 0. That's 2 units to the right of 0 on the number line. It's a positive 2. And point C is 1, 2, 3 units to the right of 0 on the number line, and its location on the number line is identified by saying that it's at 3. So what you're seeing here is that you identify the location of a number on a number line by how many units from 0, either to the right or to the left, that number is. If your point is located some number of units to the right of 0 on the number line, that point is always going to be positive. So how many units to the right of 0 is D on the number line? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the point D is located at 7 on the number line. I think you guys have already done this. We use it so much when we locate points on the number line, but what they're wanting you, which we've been doing all year, what they're wanting you to see here is that distance from 0, how many units you are, how many spaces you are from 0 on the number line, helps you locate a point. And what they're working into is absolute value, which refers to the distance from 0 on a number line. We're going to get to that in just a minute. So what we're going to look at now, we're going to look at positive and negative number, where their only difference is the sign. We have our number line here, 0, 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, and negative 3. Negative 2, negative 1, 1, 2, and 3. And I'm just drawing this little example here directly from your book, and it says, let's see where we have 3 and where we have negative 3 located. So here's 0. How many units is it from 0 to positive 3 on the number line? 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 units from 0 on the number line. What about negative 3? How far is that from 0 on the number line? Well, we're seeing that that is 1, 2, 3. That's also 3 units from 0 on the number line. But we don't have the same value here, do we? Right here we have a negative 3. And here we have a positive 3. But we see that these two different numbers are the same distance from 0. They're just going in different directions, right? You see that that's very important, and this is what they call opposites. Numbers that are opposites are the same distance from 0 on the number line in different directions. Opposites are the same distance from 0 on the number line, but in opposite directions. this is a very important piece of information. It has to do with absolute value. Opposites are the same distance from 0 in opposite directions. So a number, and it's negative if you will, 3 and positive 3, 3 and negative 3 rather, negative 2 and positive 2, 17.5, negative 17.5. A number and it's negative if you will, those are considered opposites. That's how we arrive at the definition of opposite, which is what we use when we are on page 112 and we're talking about absolute value. So let me go ahead and clean this up. Give me just a little bit more room. And I'll go ahead and sketch another number line. Now when you guys write your number lines, I want you to use a ruler. I want you to use a straight edge. I want you to be neat with your stuff. I'm sketching a number line and it's not straight. And I don't have the spacing exact, but I'm doing that to move quickly and show you what we're doing. I want you to take some more care with your work. So we have a number line and we see that the absolute value of an integer tells us the number of units the integer is from 0 on the number line. Absolute value. You must know what this is. This tells us the number of units and integer is, do I want to say integer? I don't think I want to say integer. Here, since we're specifically talking about integers, they're going to say absolute value, it's the distance an integer is from 0 on the number line, but it doesn't have to be an integer. It can be a fraction, it can be a decimal number, it can be an irrational number. What absolute value is the distance of that number from 0 on the number line. The number of units, so rather than saying integer, I'm going to say a number is from 0 on the number line. And you see that this definition here is very similar to what we talked about just a few minutes ago when we had opposites. Numbers that are opposites are both the same distance from 0 on the number line. So here, 2, positive 2 is 2 units to the right. Negative 2 is 2 units to the left of 0 on the number line. So negative 2 and positive 2 are opposite. But when we talk about their absolute value is how far, it's the distance from 0, the number of units from 0 on a number line. So what is the absolute value of 2 going to be? How far, and we use these vertical lines when we're talking about absolute value. So this is red, the absolute value of 2. What is absolute value? It's the distance from 0 on the number line. It is the number of units a number is located from 0 on the number line. So what is it for 2? 1, 2. How far is negative 2 located from 0 on the number line? How many units? 1, 2. This right here is the huge key point, key difference of absolute value, and this ought not to be new to you. They're just giving you a little bit more, tiny little bit of the theory behind it, because you've been working with absolute value for a while in class now. Whether your number is positive or negative, absolute value is always positive because it's talking about a distance that you traveled. So absolute value is always positive. It's just distance. It has nothing to do with what direction. Absolute value doesn't care if you're going in the negative direction, doesn't care if you're moving in the positive direction. It cares about how far you are from zero. Then it says that you can compare positive and negative integers using the inequality symbols. This is greater than, this is red greater than, and this other symbol is red less than. And how can you figure out which way this shark mouth goes? The smaller side, let me see exactly what do they say. It's, it's the small end goes to the smaller number. Smaller end goes or points to the lesser number. Lesser is just another word for smaller. So let's look on this number line, and we want to compare a -2 and a +1. We have -2, is -2 going to be greater than or less than a +2? Well, the smaller numbers are on the left of the number line. The greater numbers are on the right of the number line. Which of these then is going to be smaller? Number 2 is more to the left on the number line. I'm sorry, -2, not number 2. -2 is further to the left on the number line, which means that it's further in the negative direction. So -2 is less than 2. The smaller end of our inequality symbol points to the lesser number, which is a -2. You would have that 1 is greater than 0. 1 is to the right of 0 on the number line. 0 is less than 1. Two different ways of saying the same thing. We use different inequality symbols, but the smaller end of the inequality symbol is pointed to the smaller number both times. Now this says, write the integers in order from least to greatest. Use greater than or less than. -1, 3, and 5. -1, 3, and -5. We want to put these in order from least to greatest. That means we're going to start with the smallest number first, which is the one that's furthest to the left on the number line. Which one's that going to be? Well, it's going to be -5. It's going to be -1. And then it's going to be 3. Now we have put those in order right now, but we can't really necessarily tell what we're talking about. For all I know, that could be -5 minus 1 plus 3. Or -5 minus 1, or -5 minus 13. What did our problem ask us to do? It said that it wanted us to compare, to write these integers in order from least to greatest using our inequality symbol. We have less than, we have greater than. The small end of the symbol points to the smaller number. -5 is less than -1. -1 is less than 3. And that's how you order numbers from greatest to smallest using inequality symbols. That's all we have for today on section 4.1. and work on these. Do a great job with them, and I'll see you next time.